MaGMML3, where the levels are worth raving over, and my puns are worth rioting over. Hello, welcome back to my MaGMML3 playthrough. I am sleep deprived today because I have an embarrassing story to tell that I will get to later. But for now, let's get started with 61st entry, Wreckman by Ganio. Oh, it's good to be back to some kind of sense of normality. Just getting back to, I'm starting to say that I actually look forward to these streams each week now, you know? I won't say now, but I mean, yeah, as of a while ago. It's really cool to just kind of have, this nice kind of thing to build my week around. A pretty simple stream to go with. A game I enjoy. Something I enjoy yapping and chatting over. Practicing my ability to just talk on endlessly, which is honestly something not very good at. Always got nervous with public speaking abilities and such, so nice to have an outlet, a practice for that. Ooh, cool visual effect. Let's see here. What have I been up to? So, yeah, I am, okay, first I guess I'll say, hey, Grimspecs. I'll re-say for anybody who didn't hear me on Twitter, but, like, apologies for not getting out my, that looks like the actual way to go. Apologies for not getting out a, stream highlight this week. I, was working on it, and, then I ended up, doing it again, and by doing it again, I mean making a 4-minute clip, so, a lot of time, as much time as I spent on that, was unable to actually finish it this weekend. It's like 70% done, and it's just me, gambling away in the casino. But, yeah, that'll definitely be finished a little bit later. But, yeah. The other thing I mainly wanted to talk about, so my weekend, overall it was fine, but, had just one excruciating moment. Yeah, it turns into something bigger. One rough, well, actually, no, I had a couple rough moments this weekend. There's one in particular that stands out in my mind, but that was Wreckman had to say. Hi, team, comply with the new safety guidelines. Oh, safety guidelines? Hold on a second. Now you have me interested. This is my wheelhouse. Summary of the sector here. The map on the right is an overview of the area. The flashing light is you. The white zone, as well as the smelting section below the sector, is powered by the safety generator. If the safety searchies find anyone in the white zone, they'll shut off the power and alert the security staff. The sirens, as long as they're on, they'll continue to call security over. If we were to reach the red zone, they wouldn't be able to get caught. Then they wouldn't be able to get caught or shut off the alarms. The blue zone is oh no. Finally, I must reiterate, since you guys seem to forget, there's no parking in the white zone. I get that. P.S. You can also use solar energy at high power to turn on the machine. Okay, that... Alright. What a day to be sleep deprived and read the instructions here. But, okay, don't get caught in the white zone. You'll get blocked off from the red. And if I can do this, there's probably like a token awaiting me or something. 311 here, the floppy disk and the sign seems to have been corrupted, so we'll need to reformat it before setting it back up. Excellent, okay. In which I did get a small edit finish one of the bits from a previous stream for interest. I am interested, definitely. I would love if you could send that... Oh, interesting. I would love if you could send that my way. Well, that was actually... Oh, I just realized that they are talking about the whole solar power of this thing. That makes total sense given, the lore behind Mega Man's actual bullets. I like that a lot. Actually, wait a minute. I need to look at... I should have looked harder at that map. Alright, well, it's generally this way. Yeah, so... The smaller events that happened this weekend that were annoying was... This one's honestly just kind of funny. I did, in fact, just absolutely drench my apartment twice with full cups of water. It's the most mundane shit ever, but it is kind of hilarious that it happened... Oh, there's pits right there. It happened back-to-back, Friday, Saturday. Friday, I was just, like, reaching over to look at my work phone, which, I know, big mistake when I'm not Oh, okay, that's death. I'm not gonna... Oh, that's creative. Alright, slide button didn't work. reaching over to look at my work phone, and yeah, I kind of just happened to knock over my entire full glass of water, and it went straight into like a lot of the right near where all my electronics kind of lie. So I was pretty worried that I might have just completely fried something and would be shocking myself. But thankfully, it didn't actually elevate to that far. It was just very annoying to actually work with and dry everything up. It was a high point of concern. And then the next day, I happened to do the exact same thing. Well, not the exact same thing, but I do happen to just, again, drop a full 8 ounces of water right in front of my bathroom by bumping into the door, because I'm an idiot. So, good coordination there. But the real story is from Sunday. Sunday, I just tried to get my hair cut, and for me, getting a haircut has always been a complicated experience. I never know actually what I want to do with my hair. Well, that sucks. Can I just die and reset everything? Oh no, I'm just permanently locked out. That's lame. I never know what I want to do with my hair. I only know that I dislike fades. It's not really my thing as far as male haircut styles go. And that's kind of the entire extent of what I know I want to do with my hair. Maybe I want to get it a little thinned out too. But I have such trouble actually communicating everything. You're not? Okay, thanks. I'll take a look at that, Grim Specs. And I have such a bad time actually communicating what I want that I try telling the person I go to that I don't usually go to. I just had to go somewhere different because of time constraints this weekend. Just like, okay, you know, I want like a half-inch. I'm trying to get a half-inch left on my head, basically, of hair. And instead, what the person hears basically is that I only wanted a half-inch removed, which for me is a huge difference. I like to grow my hair long and then go short, just to kind of give myself some variety. And oh, that's an interesting. Someone actually bothered to remember this Mega Man 3 Castle gimmick. And just what ends up happening is I get this cut, and it's not what I want at all. And I'm too awkward about my hair to actually really effectively speak up about it until it's like way too late, because it's like, well, I don't know how to correct you on this. Like, I barely know what I want with my hair in the first place. So it's like I'm just having that kind of anxiety shutdown moment. And while the haircut didn't look terrible, it wasn't exactly what I liked. It kind of made me look like oh, what's his name? It's from, like, who's that antagonist guy from Fallout New Vegas? The one in the I can't believe he tried to make you pay taxes meme. Had that kind of hairstyle. It's not really my thing. And so I get home, and still with the anxiety pumping through me and the dissatisfaction of what I'm looking at, I decide it's a great idea to go full amateur hour and start cutting my hair myself, despite the fact that I have absolutely zero ability and knowledge in cutting hair. And I really, really come close to basically giving myself the Brendan Fraser just fuck my shit up meme hair, because it was a horrible idea through and through. I was originally just going to go with like the longer length that I didn't exactly want, and just like clip a little bit off the front because it was kind of bothering me. But instead I ended up doing too much on accident on one side, and then again too much on accident on the other side, and so on and so forth, until I'm just like, I'm hacking off a lot of hair with just some basic ass scissors. Crashing a signal behind the door, doesn't have energy elements. There's a lot of scrap metal in there. Short on resources, sure, I'll go look. And I was really, really quite worried that I would basically just end up going to work, looking like, again, that fucking Brendan Fraser meme. But thankfully, I was able to, like, eventually get it together enough to just kind of slowly feel my way out in my head. And, I was able to work my way out through my head of hair, just feeling it, being like, okay, is this too thick? Is this too thin? And was able to even things out to where it's like, okay, I can go out in public like this and not be a complete humiliation. But it gave me no end of stress to try to actually do that. And so this is why I hate going to the barber every single time. It is basically my worst nightmare. And I will never emotionally recover from this. But thankfully that's out of the way now, and nobody gave me any, you know, stank eye while I was at work, so I must not look terrible. So everything's okay, and I can now enjoy my MaGMML experience. Except I am also very tired because I was so anxious about how bad I was probably going to look to everyone that I didn't sleep very well last night. Probably got about 5 hours of sleep between all the tossing and turning. So there's a chance that I might hit extreme fatigue and just call it quits tonight a little bit early. But then again, every time I've also said that for stream, I end up going for the full 2 hours anyway. So who knows? But yeah, that was my weekend. Hooray! Good stories, fun vibes. Alright, I will promise I'll catch up on chat the moment I'm done with this cool little boss rush here. What I like about this boss rush, and I'm sure everyone else likes, is the fact that they, you know, there's no iframes, and they take 10 damage from a fully charged shot. So this is actually not a ludicrous ask or a gigantic sink of one's time to spend just fighting a bunch of old robot masters. Plus, at this point, we've probably seen all of these in the competition anyway, so it's not like it's, you know, too hard to do. Oh, hello, Ballade. It must have been too slow taking out Punk. Damn, he actually got me. I can't believe that. Alright. How exactly? Apparently you can use weapons to do some stuff to the alarms to deactivate them. Alright, that'll be good to know next time I go through. Or I was asking, can you give me like a 2 and they know exactly what I'm talking about? Yeah, I guess at one of my experiences at a Supercuts, I was actually told this, that I could just ask like, hey, you know, you can ask for like this and this on the guard or whatever. But, and this might be one of the even more embarrassing parts of the, like, details of the story, is that I knew that I probably could have just asked this of the person who I saw, who was, like, just at a different barber than, you know, the Supercuts that I normally go to. It was just one of those things where she asked me, like, just a slightly different question than what I was expecting to hear, and so I just kind of fumbled entirely and just didn't answer correctly, or didn't ask the right, like, or say the right thing. It was just one of those things where it's like, oh, wait, I wasn't quite expecting you to say, like, you know, oh, you know, what can I do, or what are you looking for today? Where it's like, oh, I was expecting, you know, more like so, you know, what can I do for you, rather than, what are you expecting to look, or what do you want to get out of this? It's like, I don't know. Just a slightly wrong question was asked. The same exact meaning, but one where I just completely fumbled as a result and just kind of gave blanks and a description instead of just like, hey, start off with this number and we go from there. I don't know. I'm an idiot. It's basically the moral of the story. Shouldn't be surprising that I managed to overcomplicate getting a haircut considering how I play this game. But, yep, here we are. Alright, I had nightmare experience before. I've made facial hair days where I try something different and I'm looking like a shred durst. Yeah, thankfully I don't really have too much in the department of facial hair. I keep that fairly trimmed down, so there's not really a whole lot to comment on. I guess it's like, you know, there are some days where it's like, yeah, I probably should be shaving more often. I do look a little bit unprofessional, but also I work in a cubicle half the time. Who the hell cares? But yeah, otherwise it's like I don't actually have enough facial hair to ever qualify as like having a nightmare facial hair day. Uh-oh. More bees. This is turning into that one level. Alright. Still at the fairly easy bosses. Punk was weird because he's actually the only one here to actually have invincibility frames. I'm pretty sure that's basically just what caught me so off guard. Damn it. Also, Anchor. I've never been good at fighting Anchor. A little bit too shifty for me. Alright, come on. Don't fumble to Punk again. There we go. Alright, buy Punk's health. Could've used that. Oh, right. Ah, it's just for an tank. Okay, well, I guess they did say it wasn't anything valuable back there. It be indeed, because sworn it was a reference to that one Mega Man Royal Rumble video. Yeah, I always remember, maybe it's not the exact one you're talking about, but I always like to think of the, there's that one video of, like, old ROM hacks where, like, every Mega Man 2 boss faces you at once in the room, and it's, like, the title is just the combination of, like, the millions of letters that they all form. Anyways. They never charged at them, found they take damage, do the one level single-handedly made B-spam funny. Unfunny? Yeah, I mean, I guess it could be a little unfunny. I still enjoyed the joke overall. Hell, I enjoyed the dual Hornet Man fight, Buster only. I thought that was actually a really fun challenge. But to each their own. Oh god. The Joe spam is starting to be quite a lot, even if there's not that healthful. Punk is the only one to have iframes. Dustman is sad. Well, actually, no, as you noticed while I was fighting there, Dustman actually didn't have iframes during his suction attack. I was able to completely blast through him. Don't know why that was a creative choice on the level designer's part, but it certainly was one. An actual sprite animation. The same rules comes in every 3 seconds on WWE Royal Rumble. Oh, that actually sounds fun. I don't think I'm actually familiar with this. Might have to take a look at that. Okay, that's... Alright, thankfully they're not running at full length, but I'm getting Mega Man Dongs vibes, not in the good way. That is a lot of fast instant death to be throwing at a person. Especially when this bike is not very fast. I don't even have like a dash option. I just kind of have to gauge my positioning. All right. This is where the level is going to take is probably going to take a lot of ire in the judge comments, isn't it? This is fun in theory. This is a mess in execution because of just how slow the jet ski actually moves. Mega Man 9's loudest warrior, here to proclaim how much I love Mega Man 9. Don't get me started on Mega Man 9, alright? Even if you want to live in my walls later on, we're gonna have to set some boundaries about not talking about the Mega Man 9 carrot. I don't detest Mega Man 9, but Mega Man 9 really tries too hard to be Mega Man 2, the worst entry in the Mega Man series, and I really don't like it for that. That's bullshit. That did not even touch me. Fuck off. MaGMML 13 years old last month. Yikes. Straight up better version of Mega Man 2? No, it is not. It is not controversial whatsoever. And that is someone who is a Mega Man 9 certified hater. Because I'm an even bigger certified Mega Man 2 hater. The Mega Man 9 is just a better version of 2. Mega Man 9 just said, okay, well, what if we at least make it so it's possible to, like, not take damage for most of the game, without, like, heavy utility use, and also the game doesn't blind you all the goddamn time with, really bad visual effects? Yeah, that works. And also has, you know, not the half of the cast weak to Metal Blade. Now it's just, you know, everybody has now it's just that Laser Triton's really good, and all the weapons are really good, so it's, like, totally fine. Everything's okay. There's no problems here. It's fine to be wrong. Yeah. I also hate Mega Man 2 for what it's worth. Alright, good. We can get along on this. We can shake hands on that. Yeah, I don't know. For me, Mega Man 9... Oh, Moro. Hello? Anyone there? The Junk Hunk? Boomero. Bororo. Alright. More evidence to the Boomo. Is the Boomo racist or not pile? We can't quite tell. Okay, that's fun, the indicators. Yeah. For me, Mega Man 9 was always just, whenever it references 2, I'm not really happy with that, because it feels like, yes, it's a reference after, you know, the series having been gone for God knows how many years. But it is also, like, just, okay, you don't need to emulate every aspect of 2. There are some things where it's like, I don't need to see this from Mega Man 2 again. Then I don't know. There was just a lot of other aspects about Mega Man 9 that was just like, the difficulty is weird and all over the place, and then also, why on earth who on earth introduced Twin Devil? I hope that Capcom executive got fired. But I mean, otherwise 9 is like, it's a decent experience. The weapons are all good, and I can't complain about that. The soundtrack is phenomenal. And, you know, the Wily stages are all generally quite well designed. So, it's not the worst experience in the books for me. It's just one that I'm not super keen on revisiting a lot. Maybe I'll change that opinion when if I actually, you know, play it again in my off time. But for right now, Mega Man 9 sits pretty squarely in the middle, like slightly above the middle of all the Mega Man games for me. Alright, well, it was repetitive a little bit. I mean, I guess all Devil Fights are a little bit repetitive, but it was a cool boss, reusing some of the Mega Man 10 goalkeeper mid-boss assets, so, you know, it's alright. Let's see. I'd probably dislike Mega Man 9 more if it didn't have what is objectively the special weapon set in the classic series. Crazy to think then that game Plug Ball is the worst weapon, but for any of the other classic titles, it would be considered one of the best weapons for said game. I mean, yeah, having basically an upgraded Search Snake is quite nice, honestly. But yeah, that Mega Man 9's weapon set is just wild. It's half the reason that MaGMML3 has such a strong weapon set as it is, because a lot of it is Mega Man 9's weapon set. It's fucked up how solidly they came back after, you know, a 10+ year hiatus. Let's see. Crash, I have a proposal for you. Oh, do tell. I would love to hear. How do you feel about co-commentating with me live when I decide to play through the X series? Do you want the world's biggest hater on your streams? Crossover, baby. I mean, if you want, as long as you want the world's biggest hater of the X series to be on your streams, I would be down. That could be fun. I mean, I had to, you know, figure out the time in my schedule and yada yada, because I, you know, still have to go to work pretty often. But I mean, yeah. Looking after that conversation we had about what isn't considered devils, assuming it would count as a devil, Nightmare Mother from X6 is probably one of the worst devil bosses. Have to get there. I don't quite remember it, but yeah. You consider it a devil boss, we can consider it a devil boss for right now. Oh yeah, I never went up this. Oh wait, no, I did. What am I talking about? Be on the hater end, and charging the stand end. Oh, good. And you're the reasonable middle ground. You can represent Middle America. Isn't that fun? Now everybody can pander to you for their vote. Meanwhile, we're the two extremists trying to divide the chat. Isn't that fun? Yeah. No, as I have expressed to Grim a number of times and chat generally several times, I am a fucking hater of the X series. I do not get what it's going for 90% of the time. X4 is not the peak of the X series. X1 is the peak of the X series. Note that I have only played X1 to X5, but I don't understand what, you know, I don't understand what Reploid crack people are smoking when they say X4 is peak. It's not. It's terribly designed nonsense that would be fun if you're 13 and want to tear through a game, and has all the design concepts of Mega Man 2, or all the... Yeah, it is not solid in the actual game design department. I fucking hate so much of the X series. And then X5 just says, I don't know, fuck it, we'll throw you like 18 billion features. Maybe you'll actually use some of them. And then also like have fun getting parts at a weird delay from when you actually earn them from fighting a boss or a stage. I don't know. It's so confusing. I don't understand. It's incredibly fun. Yeah. X series enjoyer, but the first 4 games vastly outclass the other 4 in terms of quality. Yeah, X4 is bad as Mega Man 2. Crash, what are you smoking? Can I have some? Okay, yeah. So that was hyperbole, you know, for the sake of content. But there's just enough in X4 where it's like, okay, why is it that I can just get the big plasma shot and like literally nothing can hurt me anymore? Like I am basically God. It just doesn't feel like very good design at that point. And then, oh god, what are the things I don't like about X4? Oh my god, I guess it's a bonus feature, so maybe I shouldn't harp on it too much, but like, playing X4 as Zero is just a frustrating experience. Like, and I guess also X5 for that matter. I guess, hold on, I'll stop on the X-Ramp for a second. Am I going in the right direction to, like, get the second, or I guess first energy element, or do I need to kind of, like, head back to the left here? Just someone yell in chat if I'm going in the wrong direction. Feel free to interrupt whatever the hell I'm saying. But playing a Zero in X4, and then, to a lesser degree in X5, like, it's just such a tedious concept. Like, you have to... Right, oh, did I go the wrong way? Alerting the alarms, I believe. I didn't alert the alarms, though. What am I saying here? Oh yeah, that just playing a Zero. You need to go left from that room. Thank you. Straight up. No, straight left. Oh, good God. All right. What's happening here? Yeah, as I'm trying to say, I dislike playing as Zero and X4 and X5 because it's literally, if you want to have fun with it, you're basically going to have to start teching with saber dash canceling. And like that, or like just suddenly having the precognition to be like, ah, yes, I know that exactly this boss doesn't have iframes against the second slash in my combo, therefore I will hit it with the second slash only. Like, come on. Like, come on. It sucks. That's not, like, intuitive gameplay. It's almost hostile. And then especially because X5 says, you know what? Saber dash canceling makes a lot of the bosses a lot more fun to actually fight as Zero. It makes them not take 11 billion years. Let's make it so that way one of the bosses gives you something that cancels saber dash canceling, maybe so you can't do it anymore. It's just like, why? Why take away what little joy I have playing this character, who, until he gets his own series, does about, like, the dinkiest damage in the world to, like, bosses and most enemies. Like, just, terrible game design. Horrible taste in my mouth. X60, yeah, meanwhile, X60 is, I'm going to stand here and shoot you, and I'm better than X in every conceivable way. Okay, I'm back here again. I guess I just keep going? Alright. Okay, the lights are on here. That's different. Oh, and this place is online now. Okay. This is trippy to look at. I guess I'll just keep going down? No, I do not just keep going down. Excellent. I don't remember the map that I was tasked to look at. X2 is the best game, don't at me. Okay, so just keep going right. Look, I feel like I might enjoy X2 on a repeat playthrough, but when I was playing it for the first time, what turned me off of X2 was just the sheer difficulty. X2 was like really ludicrously hard getting all of the 0 parts for the quote-unquote good ending. I mean, not like it matters that much, but still. It was just so irritating to get through. Also, the weapon selection has never been as good as it was in X1, fight me. X1 literally has the best weapon selection of all of the damn games, and that is a huge detriment to all the other X games. Like, X2 has some decent picks. X3 has weirdo picks that, like, half the time don't even work how you expect them to. And just, like, yeah. If you get all the 0 parts in the Shoryuken, you can cheese the first phase of the Sigma fight. Wow, I could cheese things? Crazy. That's exactly how I want to play my games. I don't want to play them with any, you know, semblance of, like, pattern and strategy. I did get the Shoryuken. Hello? Oh, okay. I guess there's no gravity here. Okay, so yes, I did get the Shoryuken and, like, use it, but, like, can't say I really had an enjoyable time doing so because it's so finicky to actually hit anything with it. I guess it takes more skill than the Hadouken, so that's nice. But it was also, like, kind of this, alright, I only got to, like, cheese 1 or 2 bosses in the rematch rooms with it because it was so awkward to hit anything. Ugh, not my favorite. Also, because I didn't have the time to mention it the first time, I really enjoy the fact that we have, you know, Big Eyes and Crazy Razies raining from the raining down in the background, as well as I'm sure another Mega Man enemy that I'm not quite picking out at the moment. Much fun making the game you bitch, probably was it. Yeah, you tend to enjoy that kind of mastery of esoteric difficult shit. I tend to enjoy mastery of things that are already fun and just like more where it's like you're already pretty powerful, but if you want to, like, you know, take it to the next level and pull off some weirdo shit, like, you can still have fun with it at all levels along, like, the skill ladder. It's like why that's why Team Fortress 2 is one of my favorite games, or at least it was before I just kind of, you know, fell out of it and picked up other things to do, right? Where it's just like, you know, the rocket jump, the classic example. You are still really good at Soldier, and you can do your basic function well without learning how to rocket jump exceedingly well, but you'll up your game by learning how to do it, you know, even with minimal amounts of skill, and then you'll, like, become fucking god if you know how to rocket jump and strafe with, like, perfection. So, like, you know, that's the kind of thing I enjoy more, rather than this climb of, like, wow, I'm useless when I have no skill in this and no practice or no foresight into what's coming or what's coming up ahead. I think the hotheads have lower health in this stage. Nice. I feel like X1 is the only or it's legitimately fascinating that if you look at every Mega Man sub-series, the first game in each series is almost a tech demo compared to the subsequent releases. X3 is the epitome of difficult. Okay, first questions first. Or first comments first. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's not exactly... I mean, it's not too surprising, right? Like, first game syndrome exists for a reason. Like, I mean, if you look at Kirby, like, what the Kirby series turned into, completely different than Kirby's Adventure on the Game Boy. You didn't even have a copy ability back then. So, you know, every first series kind of starts off like that. It is kind of interesting, though, where it's just, like, they're almost unrecognized. I wouldn't say even the Mega Man series is quite that unrecognizable. It's just that there's a lot of, like, just interesting differences in how design philosophy went forward. Like, especially with X1, it just kind of, it turned away from, like, all right, well, this is, like, you know, Mega Man, but a little bit more grown up, and we don't have, like, you know, I mean, it's basically just is Mega Man, but grown up. You have your 8 bosses, you have your, you know, very strong weapon set for them. You don't yet have access to, like, a billion different things. Right armor is about the only, like, extra thing that they throw at you, and it's, you know, it's a pretty little manageable little addition. Nothing too crazy. Okay, and this is the end for that part. But then for me, it's like the design philosophy of the games just absolutely goes down the toilet afterwards, because it just turns into, like, Hey, X2, we're gonna throw several different types of right armor at you. Are you gonna need any of them? No, but well, I mean, aside from getting heart tanks, no, you're never gonna need any of them except for, like, maybe the basic one or the Falcon one. And then, maybe that was that was X2. And then it's like, it turns into X4 and X5 all of a sudden just start being like, hey, here's like 1 billion parts. Maybe, like, I don't know, I guess get them. It doesn't really matter. Half of them don't even do anything that work, and the other half completely break you and, like, make you God mode instantly. It's the same rant about the Zero series with 0, 3, and 4, or 0, 2, and 3 just being like, I don't know, here's 1 billion parts for Zero. Have fun, I guess. None of them are completely polished. The game doesn't feel like it's built around them. And then, yeah, X3 is about as difficult. Like, X3 was hard, because especially the weapon set kind of gets even weirder and kind of more awkward to use. I don't quite remember why I don't have as miserable memories of X3, though. I think I would... I mean, X2 and X3 are literally right next to each other currently for my bottom tier of any Mega Man jump and shoot game. Like, I would still play Mega Man 2 over those games in a heartbeat. Because at least Mega Man 2 is too easy, rather than the X2 and X3 being too hard. But both are completely unpolished disasters of games. Oh yeah, just look at these muscles. I'm huge. You sure? I'm pretty sure Hardman has better proportions than you. Do you think you could take me on? Come on, custom chump. It's time to see what metal you're made out of. Let's see. Okay, he's throwing glass at me. Just throwing everything but the kitchen sink. Maybe we'll get to the kitchen sink eventually. Hold on, I shouldn't speak too soon. Oh, he's healing too. You bitch. I can't do that. Only I can do that. I have the power of E-tanks. Alright, simple little boss. Someone clearly took a little inspiration from Punch Donkey. Ow. Oh, wait, damn. Did that scissor just do 6 damage to me? Holy shit, that's a strong attack for a boss. Alright. Fun boss. I kind of like the Junk Devil a little bit better, but still cool overall. Let's see. Also, the reason I don't fight much with the X1 is because my first playthrough I ended up doing Chill Penguin last. Yeah, that is a major problem I have with the X series as well, where it just kind of turns into, like, for the same reason that I don't like how Mega Man 3 kind of doomed us to the slide, and how Capcom kind of just said, whatever, I mean, make the boss patterns, like, a little bit wackier, because they have a slide now. They'll figure it out with the mobility. Then once you got the dash in the X games, just kind of like, fuck it, you don't need a boss pattern, just, like, have the boss do something funny, and, like, they have, like, a dash and a wall jump. Like, they're so mobile, they can definitely dodge it. Meanwhile, like, unless it's Neon Tiger, it's like, what the hell am I possibly doing? And yeah, playing through X1 without the dash is a miserable experience for the most part. I was able to do everything except for launch Octopus. That was my breaking point. Where I was like, no, this is ridiculous to not have a dash for it. It was still not fun the first time around, though. It gave me a bad impression of the X series the very first time I ever started playing it. X3 does the multiple right armor thing. The reason why it sucks there is because you need to get the base armor first before you can use any other armors. Yeah. While I do enjoy vanilla X3, modified X3 with quality of life additions and freedom to use Zero whenever it is peak, that would be pretty good, honestly. I mean, you know, if Zero played more like how he does in the future, it would feel a little bit better. It feels just a little awkward to be like, okay, odd Zero Buster stuff, and then he gets the slash afterwards. I don't know. It doesn't work quite right in my brain, where it's like, okay, I have to fully charge, and then get a shot off, and then get another shot off, and then I can slash the Z-Saber. It is a messy first implementation of Zero. Right, I think X1 is too easy as a Mega Man game. Very excited to play more X games past 1. X1 is definitely a little bit on the easy side, just because it has one of the strongest weapon sets of any jump and shoot Mega Man game. Like, it's, I don't know, I don't think it quite rivals 9, but it's really, really powerful, especially the fact that you can just charge everything. Like, it's very, very good. Like, but because it's so good, it then makes it so that almost all the other weapon sets and all the other X games are like, wow, thanks, this is useless. and it's like a bad... It's like when a band releases their best fucking album as their very first album, and then everything else after it isn't bad, but it's just like, man, we already hit the peak with these guys, huh? Too stupid to use weapons normally. I don't know that. I think you're better than that, Ilvo. Difficult with even just the normal buster and charges only is too easy. I don't know. I wouldn't quite go that far, but it's still a satisfying experience. If you think that's easy, again, I can't wait till I co-commentate with you on X4, because wow, X4 is a fucking resident sleeper fest when you have the Plasma Buster. It is so goddamn easy, and it makes all the special weapons invalid. It is ridiculous. That was a bit easy side, X4, honestly. Yeah, it's troublesome if you're not an expert. I would never do Launch Octopus without dashing. I'm not that much of a masochist. It's on par with Mega Man 9's weapon set. Yeah, it's debatable. I admit you got me with that first impression. It starts out underwhelming, not badly designed, but feels lifeless. Oh yeah, I guess I should give my thoughts on the stage. I mean, I talked throughout the entire thing. I mean, the stage was overall pretty fun. I like the idea that there was a path for alarm and not for alarm, and it adds to the replay value in kind of an organic way. Although I would say a lot of it past the first section is basically the same after you get past like the first couple of alarm, telly, searchy bot things. So like, I think it's a little repetitive on that front, but at the very least, we're not doing the lava jet ski segment again. So that skips things. The lava jet ski segment was probably the low point of the stage just for how stupidly difficult and awkward it was. Junk Devil, repetitive but fun, a good devil fight. Wreckman, I mean, simple, fun. I didn't really feel very inspired, though. I mean, it felt literally inspired by Punch Donkey and Punch Out, but it didn't feel like a super interesting attack pattern. It's just this kind of eclectic version of him throwing things at you and then tackling you. Not the best, but also not a bad fight mechanically at all. I can't complain about that. Aesthetics were beautiful in the stage. At least I mean, I like the kind of, blue coloration to the, white zone area. Even if it wasn't like, artiste kind of level of tile set. But like, especially in the burning pits of hell, having all the enemy silhouettes falling into the lava in the background was really cool. And then seeing some of the enemies on like the Dustman conveyor belt background items, also cool. So yeah, I think I did really like this stage. It was just kind of a, I don't know. It maybe just felt a little bit underwhelming in some areas, and then the jet ski segment was annoying, but still I had really good fun with the stage. If I found this in the fan game, I wouldn't be like disappointed whatsoever. Just use Plasma Buster, try the charge shot storage upgrade if you're looking to do something different. Yeah, I guess. I mean, if you're on a replay, might as well try something that's not brainlessly easy, but still. Hey, without the dash. Yeah. Okay. I admit, you got me that first impression. Starts out underwhelming, not badly designed, but feels lifeless. That's the point. Doesn't take long to realize something's lurking beneath the surface. For that, I applaud this level. The atmospheric design is excellent. The variety of music, it is nice. It didn't get repetitive. Speaking of which, the tune modes gimmick is interesting to me, like a more involved version of Dark Mantis' stage. I wish it was a little clearer to how to shut off the alarms, but otherwise it's really cool how this makes the same level feel radically different. The powered modes where most of the movement gimmicks are, and as a whole, it's pretty fun. Wreckman makes excellent use of the conveyor belts and junk chutes, introducing them through the startup and continuing through the surprisingly easy crusher room. The addition of magnets and fan fiends are also great for mixing things up, keeping the level from feeling too generic. Incinerator was a bit awkward, going to the odd syncing issue with the junk chutes. Yeah, I was standing there for a while just kind of wondering, hey, am I going to actually be able to get across this, or am I going to have to whip out Rush Jet? Lava Chase and Gravity Shenanigans felt out of place, didn't give a lot of chance to get used to the game before it tries to kill you, and then it vanishes. More prominently, if you grab the ventilation room, or ventilation token, the fan fiends will become a rude surprise, and you'll need an extra playthrough for the E-coin. Otherwise, though, this path worked out excellently. Oh yeah, what was that whole E-coin about? I remembered I picked that up, and I was like, it kind of just gave me a nice little notification. That's about it. Huh. Wonder where that comes back. Security mode, it could have worked. Flipping the stage from platforming to combat sounds like a neat idea. It helps make the repeat run feel distinct, but it would work a lot better if security has some actual variety. Though enemy variety works in power mode owing to supplementary gimmicks, but Jumping Joe Brony, that is a 10 out of 10 name for what I'm pretty sure is that custom Shotman enemy. That's beautiful. Isn't interesting enough to handle an entire level by himself. There are segments without Joe. Oh, it's probably the Joe enemy. Right, Crash, come on. Slaps head, fucking overcomplicating things again. There are segments without Joes that use other enemies, but they're essentially mild filler in comparison. It is shorter than the powered path, which is a small mercy. The jet ski and the incinerator was breathtaking, but it doesn't make up for how low the variety was. The second run was easily the most boring part. Thankfully, I did the more boring path first, in comparison. At least, you know, in Nick's perspective. Fortunately, both boss fights are up there at the powered mode. Wreckman has exactly the sort of variety I like to see. Little kick out of the game references. His healing ability, yeah, it's mild. It's not really that bad. Highlight of his route, I wouldn't quite say so, but sure. Standard behavior is a nice variation on the keeper, but it's... Oh, wait, that one. Yeah. Junk Cow is the highlight of his route easily. The first phase is 100% telegraph since it teaches the player reliably. Once it's below half health, it takes off the kid gloves and challenges your combat skills directly. It did? I didn't notice. But it's being considerate and tough, which rounds out to an excellent, if a little lengthy of a challenge. I feel like the ideas presented here this would be excellent with some extra polish. However, the Joe abuse in the security path really drags down the experience and is something I'd advise adjusting. Yeah, there were a lot of them on that kind of elevator lift segment. Oh, it's just a reskin token. Oh, yeah, that was the 5th token, wasn't it? All right, makes sense, because I don't actually remember picking up a different token in the powered path. Impossible to 100% MaGMML3 without the e-reader jammed into your computer's motherboard. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I ordered a bootleg thing that allows me to plug my GameCube controller into my computer. Who says I can't, order a bootleg e-reader converter? I'll just swipe my credit card, and that's how I win, right? This is another level that I'm really torn on. A mixed bag of things. The meshing together make for an odd stage. Let's see. Confused by the way the map works. Yeah, I didn't bother even trying to read that. Essentially, the path you end up on during the second half of the stage is determined whether or not you get spotted by the searchies. Also turns off certain gimmicks like conveyor belts and crushers, but adds more enemies. Interesting mechanic, adds some depth and replayability. Room layouts are pretty middling. There's not many that stand out, save for a few, such as the token challenge that has you sliding past enemies while upside down. That one was pretty cool. It was a nice set piece. Several sections all throughout the level, the enemies pose little to no threat, mostly thanks to how you could pick them off from afar. Yeah, I didn't have to... I really only had to switch to special weapons like once. She's 2 of the mini-bosses. Did you say shrimp? Getting a call from a friend, gotta hop off now. Thanks for joining, Ilvo. Have a good night. And hit me up with the collaboration idea. I'd be down. You say shrimp? No, I said steam. Steam from the steamed clams we're having. Steamed clams. Oh yeah, the twin dog. That... Okay, even if it really wasn't that great, I did actually really enjoy the twin dog fights on the lower path. That was actually pretty cool. It was fairly challenging with the platforming. They could have used maybe a little bit more health to actually make the junk more of a, like, potent stage obstacle threat to platform around, but, I'll take what I can get. Let's see. These 2 of the 3 things this way. Thankfully, no such exploits are possible with the main bosses. Do have mixed feelings about both of them. Wreckman is a decent fight for the most part, but I really enjoy why he has... Question why he has 2 healing moves. Suction attack healing him. I can't say the same for his dash move. I didn't even notice the dash move was healing him. I was just hurting the mans. Junk Hunk a little boring. Obvious source. Yeah, beefed up version of the mini boss. It is a little low on the inspiration side, but it was fun to fight nonetheless. Automatically make it a bad fight. Did find him less engaging. Found the load to be pretty interesting and rather memorable. Some of the enemy placement was adjusted to make things more engaging. This would have scored higher. Teamed Ham's memes are truly an eternal art form. I've watched so many I can recite the entire bit from memory. I think I could recite about 90% of the bit. That or it's... So, one of the unfortunate things I'm known for in my friend circle is that I will usually quote something about 90% correctly by memory. And it's like, I basically just, if the quote has the word like, excellent in it, I might substitute in like splendiferous for some reason, where it's like it has the same meaning, but I still completely ruined the quote entirely. So yeah, that would be on brand if I recited steamed hams from memory and got like, I don't know, somehow said that he was doing like isosceles exercise instead of isometric exercise. I'm gonna wreck you. Oh, that's a good one. Stage concepts, how to handle splitting the stage in 2 different paths. A unique way to handle it. 58. Alright. I can't remember which stage it was, but I know there's one stage that Patchy gave like a 70, and I'm like, are you serious? How did it get this high? And this is scoring less than that? No. Bad take. The stage is ultimately brought down to how much tries to fit in way too much stuff, like its playtime, overstaying its welcome. Boss Gauntlet, you get an M-Tank as a reward while you're already getting all the ammo and health pickups from the bosses themselves. Also, the M-Tank despawns after a while. Great reward. I mean, you have to kind of be stalling to not pick it up. I guess that is a good point. While the boss rush is a fun set piece, it does kind of interrupt the theming and flow to just do this extra optional thing. I mean, normally I don't complain about there being extra optional things to do, but it is kind of like a long pit stop to get an M-Tank. It's fun to do, but it does break up the pacing in a not great way. I was just substitute excellent with sexcellent. Yes, I know exactly what we're going for there. Splendificent. That's what the spy says, right? He said splendificent. Another example is, well, the death pits. Yeah, since there's no clear indication of whether a pit is death or progression, all the fumbling does add up to frustrations. Yeah, I did kind of gamble on a lot of pits in this level. It was a bit annoying. The longer length also makes it a problem if you didn't mean to trigger the alarm. Unlike with certain other entries, which may also involve alarms, the alarm persists through resets and deaths, meaning you'll need to restart the whole stage from the beginning to turn it off again. I guess Patchy did not find the secret to turning it off for some reason. Then again, I didn't either, so... Let's see. Stage friendly, linear otherwise, with the extra paths. And it's a stage length. Yeah, a little bit. I did spend, I mean, I don't know, I can't tell how much that was me spending 40 minutes in the stage because it was a long stage and how much of that was me ranting about the X series. Time tends to fly away when I'm, being a hater, so... upon looking up what a rec is, it stands for record, recreation, or receipt. None of them fits with the stages about the wrestling theme Robot Master. No, it fits it fits recreation. I mean, they call it a rec room to, like, kind of do stuff like this, so... Okay, fight, I guess. The true hassle was really on how to get in the first place. The bonus boss Junk Golem was easier to stumble upon. Yeah. Single level can only sustain so many ideas before such to collapse under its own creativity and load time, such is the case with the straightforward, story-driven, action-packed, puzzle-oriented, magnetic, gravitic, molten, stealth, maze, fortress, junkyard, boxing match, which was exhausting to judge. Yeah, it could use a little bit work on the theming. It was, an overall kind of like a Dr. Wily fortress base kind of thing, but the gimmicks did start to melt together, and not the best way possible. Each section is focused, thoughtful progression of couple of ideas, shortcomings are limited to 1 per section. Repetition. 6 bike collision, didn't notice that. Cautious combo of continuous scrolling and platforms moving in 2 directions. That was a little bit nauseating, but thankfully it looked more like I was standing still on the screen rather than like going all over the place. Yeah, the level was definitely easier with the alarm triggered, except for the stupid jet ski section. It progresses in random directions with frequent splits. There's no way to tell whether any given path is the way forward, the end of the path, or a bottomless pit. Map and imprecise instructions are always so helpful. Completely missable if you break dash through the junk blockade. Excuse me. I didn't think that would pick up, yet I saw my profile light up when I burped. Oops. Unless you unwisely break into the upper path with magnet beam. Tokens make no sense. Levels at its best when it pairs straightforward challenge with visual spectacle. The auto-scrolling elevator section is simple but memorable. Varying through gorgeous piles of junk, perhaps being ambushed by novel Joes, is neat. Notwithstanding some unfortunate collision issues, the Junk Golem boss is a blast. Riding Wave Bike through a graphically dazzling smelting furnace is awesome. The optional boss gauntlet, despite being rendered impotent by magnetic shockwave, one of my favorite things in the contest. This is more linear and trimmed down to only the strongest, most thematically cohesive sections. This would be top tier material. Yeah, agreed. A little more focus would be, you know, for record, it's going to keep a record of data. For the Def Kit Boss Rumble, do 3 out of 10. Rookie number is going to need. Look, they can't all be winners, all right. I can understand the record part, but I think it was just. I think overall the level just is kind of formless, and I think it's best just to go with, you know, the Rec Man having the theme of being the kind of rec room thing. Everything else is kind of like, I don't know, we're in like a scrap heap for some reason, and that's about it. What if it would have been better thematic with like just the Junk Golem? I'm not sure why we had to put Rec Man in there. As a football pundit would say, this truly is a game of two halves. The level is on, it is so full with unnecessary things that players' engagement is quickly lost. Oh wait, with that the 3 out of 10 was for the Belch. I could do better next time. Let's see, when the level is on, so full with unnecessary things, players' engagement is quickly lost. On the other hand, when it's turned off, the level is thoughtful and well-paced and pretty enjoyable. The initial map screen signs were a failure. They promised the level to be extremely long, complicated, and present too much all at once. Adding crucial information in a long comical reference is not a good idea. They zoned out and completely missed the fact that I turned off the facility by turning on the alarms. Huh, okay. Because a negative... Oh, wait, yeah. Gives a negative impression right at the start of the level. Carries with the player moving forward. A lot of the individual segments and paths were pretty good. Designed in a novel manner. Oh, no stopping in a white zone. Okay, now I get it. That they were using the airplane reference to tell you to stop and turn off the alarms by not moving. I see. Extra elements is over detriment. Oh, if it rhymes, I should read it out loud. The level feels like another one of those cases where the extra element serves as an overall detriment. Yeah, a little bit. It really shouldn't. The Rec Man path was unnecessary. Everything was introduced well, highlight being the anti-grav section. Really? That kind of came and went as soon as it... I mean, it was executed well and used those shotmen in an interesting way, but... kind of forgettable and not great in my mind. There were so many new gimmicks introduced and only used once. The level feels quite a mess with the facility on. The level's very visually loud. Lots of animation, moving objects, confusing the eyes. In contrast, the slower pace of the level when the facility is off felt more natural and less overwhelming. Yeah, but when it was on, it was much more of a spectacle. I liked it. Same layout was pretty impressive. Not entirely sure if I accessed it in the correct manner. As the brake dash can interact with the blocking junk piles. Yeah, you definitely didn't, but that's okay. Music choices were poor overall. What? I thought they were great. Short, repetitive, low-energy track was never designed to be used in such long segments. The rest of the music being so generic. Put a pin in that. Help. Okay, so about that pin. To clarify, Undertale music isn't exactly generic, but it's all about context. A fairly repetitive boss theme designed for a relatively short fight in an RPG being used in a rather long level does no favors. Boss rush thrown on the stage is an utter waste of time. Least favorite part of the tournament? Okay, it's not that bad. I mean, come on, you just blast through these things. It doesn't add much to the level, but I wouldn't go so far as to say, wow, this is terrible. It brings things down. Let's see. The original bosses were interesting. Rec Man felt very disconnected from the level, especially due to the punch-out background. I guess it just took far too long to realize the connection to the level. Looks like random projectile graphics. Again, the background suggested some other connection. Good otherwise. Junk Devil felt like it had more thought put into it. Agreed, and the stage was themed around him better. Running off the rumble at the top of the screen halfway through is a nice touch. Okay, well, alright, cool level. Cerberus Man, did I talk to you yet? Respect for light in this gaudy light show. It's this one. Move its more violent uses of recycling, but raising any sort of awareness is a start at least. Hey, Big Eye. I saw you trouncing around earlier. Don't think I didn't see you cutting a rug on the dance floor. Finally, a chance to get away from my supervisor and be the thingamabob I've always wanted to be. The doohickey? I love the doohickey. Can I be the doohickey to your thingamabob? Oh, bye, big eye. People almost needed him, but I guess he decided to come back. Super Heavy Samurai, Big Ben K. I think I've heard of this level before. Definitely have heard of this level. I think I actually watched some of Ilvo's highlights and saw a little bit of this. I think it's gonna be pretty good. Okay, so we have a bamboo from the floor gimmick. You can shoot through the Benkei spear, but only when it's shot, because I didn't know until making this level. I don't think that's how it worked in the original game. But that actual is a very welcome addition / detraction from Mega Man 6. Benkeis were always the most annoying enemy to me, just because they were so tanky. Now you're telling me I don't have to spend so much time on them. I'm not going to waste half of my life doing this. Okay, the music feels a little bit loud. I feel like I'm gonna turn that down. That's better. Alright, well visually it's at least nice and thematic. It's the whole Japan theme going well. Well, I think technically the bears were supposed to be Chinese, so... But, whatever. To me, at least, it works good enough. And it works good enough in the overall theme of Mega Man, so... Actually, no, those bears were in Yamato Man stage. Never mind. Good attention paid to that. Mega Man music, probably one of my lesser enjoyed tracks. Or Mega Mario music. Yeah, oh god, it's been actually such a long time since I've ever seen Mega Mario. You brought back like a 2013 memory of me actually watching, I can't remember if it was either Pink or Kid of 4 playing Mega Mario. I'm pretty sure I watched one of them play it. Way back when. Okay, a good safe spot to observe the damn frog. And an interesting use where I actually have to use this platform for combat. Alright. Okay, it's a little bit odd that the bombs can't hit me. I thought it was kind of nice at first because, you know, a little less to do, but given the fact that I can just neutralize one of the threats in this optional fight, I feel like I could use the bombs raining down on me for a little bit of variety. 10 soundtrack, but 3 out of 10 gameplay. I think the little custom knife enemies running at me, they are... Oh, I didn't think those would reach me. They're very obviously not quite in the style of Mega Man, but, you know, they're competent enough sprite work. I like it. It's not perfect for the aesthetics, but it also wouldn't completely ruin the score for me if I were judging. Well, that's right, I can just shoot through the... Uh-oh. Goodbye! Benkei got me. Not planning on doing that again. I feel like, though, at the same time, the level creator might as well just used a Wander Bell. Like, I mean, I guess I haven't seen the rest of the stage's theming, but could have just beefed up a Wander Bell a little bit and call it a day. It's probably the same AI, it's just, you know, looks different. I feel like Wander Bell would have actually fit with the aesthetics a little bit better. Okay, this is a pretty slow Benkei to get rid of, but at the very least it takes kind of a different pacing to do so. Also, this is like, what, how many levels has this been that have used the damn Blade Man platforms? I'm getting sick of these things. I can only imagine how the judges must have felt. Also, damn, it is using it with a lot of instant death. I mean, I know that that's kind of the main challenge of these things, but I'm pretty sure I haven't even hit the midpoint of the stage yet, and already I'm expected to platform for a long duration with these things over spikes, and with sharp bamboo threatening to poke me a new one. Also, the timer on this is incredibly short for some reason. Come on. There we go. Got through that without dying a second time at least. Third or the fourth stage. Yeah, it's been a lot. Worst gimmicks. There are worse gimmicks. It's just I'm pretty done with seeing the blade platforms at this point. All right, interesting. I guess what do I have to do for this? Oh, it's a one-way platform. Gotcha. Oh, I like that. It kind of gives a, I mean, it's just a spike drop, but it is also kind of like you have to mentally ready yourself for those things being like a block and a half long and properly space yourself out. Yeah, it's just that the blade platforms, they get a bit generic with repeated use. You can tell that like just about any stage can fit them in to the aesthetic if they're trying hard enough. And I'm a little bit burnt out on seeing them. Oh shit, okay. Alright, I get this is all for a token, but... Oh, vertical use of Blade Man platforms, why? I would rather just die. Don't do this to me. Alright, beautiful. Not too painful. Every up with that corner, we got the W tank. Okay. Give it a look. Ah, fun. I hope I win. Hey there, good job of finding this room. I flipped a few power-ups here, also some boring dev commentary. Feel free to skip that. It's merely here for my own satisfaction. Nah, why not? We'll satisfy everybody here by having me read text boxes for a couple minutes. So why Blade Man seesaws? Because I like them. They seem like a pretty interesting gimmick, although putting them too close to a wall messes them up and potentially crashes the game. Oh boy. The spears are just recolored Waveman steams. I guess they are. That is subtle. For some reason I didn't think of that. Something like the Burner Man spheres, but, well, I'm bad at coding and don't really know how to have the spheres pop out of the wall. I can't draw either, so the spheres would have looked weird anyways. They still look pretty weird. Little enemies are just Camon reskins. Does look weird, I know. I tried making them kind of look like a Shogun helmet, but yeah. Simply Shoguns, not very powerful for one, eh? About Kamusa Man? Oh, okay, well, spoilers. Kamusa Man is here because it said that I'm not reading that. Also not reading that in his adulthood. Played a flute when he met Benkei. Kamusa Man, while he's not based on that person, does have a flute, so there's that. I wanted to have the spheres in his room go away after he dies, but for some reason, it messes him up and just makes him stand there. Not sure what causes it. I don't know when I got the idea to use something related to the story of Benkei in my level, but here it is. I wanted to do some more for the Benkei boss, but I just couldn't get the code to work out the way I wanted it to. With the deadline drawing near, decided to just copy Yamato Man's code. Guess what else I can't do? Draw. So the Benkei sprite looks kind of iffy in a lot of the areas. Now for my sincere apologies, by the way, Super Heavy Samurai Big Benkei is the name of a Yu-Gi-Oh card. Not that it really means much here. Alright, fun trivia. I know nothing about the story of Benkei and whoever else they just mentioned. Oh, that's what you mean by the clipping. Oh, looks like I made the same mistake. But I got out. I'm so excellent at video games. Might as well just retry. There we go. Oh, I missed a token somewhere. I didn't even realize that. Let's see. Oh, on the topic of Kamusa Man, though. I guess there was one extra topic that I had thought of when I made the Aetherman video that I wanted to actually get back to, is that it's kind of shocking to me how, back when it was new, MaGMML3 felt like the absolute peak of I mean, it's still amazing, don't get me wrong, but it felt like that was as good as Mega Man fan games could ever possibly get. Like, it was so super polished and like such an amazing love letter and just everything you could possibly imagine and think of, and all the polish and like artistic design you could want in a Mega Man game. Perfect. It's right there for the taking. Oh, I like that. I was so hypnotized by that token having such a good design for me to have to slide out of the way to not get crushed. I did not notice that I was about to be gently lowered onto my deathbed. But, you know, all the excellent polish of MaGMML2. And now playing MaGMML3, it almost feels weird how unpolished MaGMML2 feels like in some aspects of the graphics department. Like, again, it does not look bad in any way, shape, or form possible. It was a wonderful game and has my best memories towards it. But, like, just the way the dialogue boxes alone are changed to look a lot better in MaGMML3. And then also how... What else? I like the way the hub areas are handled and themed a lot more in MaGMML3. I mean, you know, there's whole different production stories behind each, and you know, one had a harrowing production that led to our current, you know, wonderful game here, and the other was a bit more of a standard fare and still amazing for that. But it was just kind of like, I don't know. It struck me just gathering the footage to have the ultimate, the Absolute Zero fight flash by in the Aetherman clip. Where it was like, wow, yeah, the graphics really have changed a lot, and the theming is like really, really fucking solid for MaGMML3. And now MaGMML2 feels somehow outdated when it used to be the absolute peak of fan games. The mysteries of time moving forward. My goodness. Yeah, and it feels what's coming after too with all those other ones, but it still holds up extremely well. It's wild what this community has actually accomplished, and especially the dev team and the coders and everybody else who helped actually assemble the game. It's wonderful. I love this so much. My life would not be the same without the MaGMML games. Anyways, thoughts on the stage. So, while I am sick of the Blade Man platforms, they were used competently, and I actually really did enjoy that final screen with the Blade Man platforms. It was an actual interesting use to turn them into falling platforms. I really, really liked that. I mean, it's not like falling platforms are just like, you know, couldn't just be done in the Megamix engine, just using a regular falling platform. But something is nice about repurposing the Blade Man platforms that way to keep it all thematic and not, you know, kind of ruin the aesthetics or the gimmick usage kind of being, you know, properly doled out there. Challenges were fine. Enemies did kind of mostly just feel there. A lot of them I just gunned down without even thinking about it. And, you know, bamboo shoots are cool, but they ultimately started playing less and less of an interesting role as the stage went on. I didn't even notice them really in the two boss fights, so there weren't really much to talk about there. And then also just kind of a weird difficulty curve. Like, there was, I think the middle of the stage was basically the hardest point of it, which just didn't quite make sense. And I guess for the story to have Benkei and Kamusu Man, it's okay to do that, but it did feel like a little strange to have them that close together. Like, at least Kamusu Man probably should have been a mid-boss with, like, reduced health or increased vulnerability, rather than being only, like, 2 screens away before Benkei. The pacing felt off there. But, I mean, overall, fun level, decent challenges, you know, adequate length, nothing to complain about. I think I maybe liked Wreckman a little bit more. Let's see. Quality of the MaGMML dev team. Yeah, MiG's coming out of depressive funk, very grateful to the MaGMML series as a whole. Yeah, I mean, MaGMML 2 was kind of like probably what prompted me to like actually like really start practicing and getting good at Mega Man. Like, I had played, I think, all of the NES games through Virtual Console or sketchy online websites or yeah, I went through one of those two. It's like, I had beaten them, and I thought that was okay. But it's like, yeah, it was fun, but I wasn't really too jived to go back and play them again. I was kind of just doing weakness loops, and that was it. And I saw all the other Mega Man games. I think I also played Mega Man 10 on from the Wii Virtual Shop. That was really about all. I was having fun with it. Didn't really want to play too many of them otherwise. Then I heard MaGMML3 came along. I was like, well, okay, this looks really fun, actually. And I saw gameplay of MaGMML1 a while ago. This seems really cool and expanded. I might as well give it a shot. And I fell in love and couldn't go back from the Mega Man series from there. So, yeah, MaGMML2 is a very special place in my heart as well. And now MaGMML3 is also going to hold a very special place in my heart, too, because it's like, just all of a sudden, here's where I actually start taking streaming seriously, and it kind of starts working out a little bit, I gotta say. You know, I've actually experienced some growth doing MaGMML3. This is gonna hold that place in my heart for a completely different reason. And I'm sure when I'm like 35 and all of a sudden we get MaGMML4 and it's somehow an even bigger project to snort Pyro's lament, it's gonna be the next best damn thing since sliced bread. So, long live this project forever. Speedrun intense MaGMML1 are my enjoyment improving my times MaGMML1 as well. Yeah, exactly. Let's see. First thought, well, I like the music here. It feels unnecessarily epic for a normal level. It did. It felt very booming. It also kind of hurt my ears. Basic theme's obvious. It's Ben K level. Spears and apparently seesaws. Interesting enough concept. The level plays well. The seesaws are a creative highlight. Okay, water break time. Alright. Yeah, practicality is good. Spear spike drop was cute. Enemies are a little underwhelming, yeah. Oh my god, Ben K is much more utilized. With that comes the cost of a rather awkward seesaw fight. That one was pretty awkward to do, but I guess being able to shoot through the Ben K spears is not bad. Entirely by the room design, would have been a neat challenge. Gamma and Gamma. Oh, the frog enemy. Yeah. I don't consider that two enemies, but I guess it would make sense for it to have two names, huh? Kusuman's standard timer takes so long to activate, it might as well not work at all. Yeah, and then also, like, he stands there, too, so, like, it's kind of blocking the spear anyways. Big Ben K himself, much like his minions, he's much more fun than the others, especially with the functioning timer posing a real threat. No? He's supposed to be special, he should really look the part. Aesthetics in general seem to be a weak point here. Solid start, good work. Little tip about Ben K, I keep forgetting that's a thing about them here. Two major compliments. First being choice of music. Nah, I forgot the choice of music already. Then again, 5 hours of sleep, running on fumes, etc., etc. Solid ideas, which in theory make for an interesting stage. That being said, I found this level to be rather lacking. Yeah. Being too easy? Yeah, most of them were too easy, except for that one big spike room. I didn't like that room, but yeah, I might agree with Shinryu here, honestly. It should be an interesting challenge, ruined by the fact that it tosses bombs off screen. It's tedious. Type platforming on seesaws, having to redo some jumps. We skin to a Ben K, so that's specific animation cues for his attacks come across as very janky looking. But you'd have to intentionally let the battle drag on for a very long time for them to become a threat. Yeah, exactly. It was very easy just to dispatch Big Ben K before the spears even came into the equation. Sakura Spirit, Unmarried Duel. Any of the Day in the Limelight games? Yes, actually, I have. I think I have. Right? I at least know of them. I'm pretty sure I played at least one of them, if not both. They were pretty fun, but yeah, I have actually. I think if I did play them, I enjoyed them. If I didn't play them, then I at least enjoyed watching them. Definitely fitting the Japanese theming of the stage with fine uses of the Yamato Man tiles. Pretty fine stage as far as the gimmicks are concerned. Seesaw platforms utilized well. They also integrate into the stage design quite seamlessly. I really like their combination with the spears, making the player be wary of the way they are positioned. Later on can look dangerous, but they are ultimately not that bad, so they still have you decent leniency to how to make the jump. Shoot in the eyes from your initial standing position without needing to jump down on the platform below. No, I tried that. It didn't work for me. Yeah, the 5th token was cool to do. And K-Boss is a simple pattern, like they added tension. Okay, Snarky Pants, you can crack wise about inauthentic projectile behavior all you want, but it's no substitute for pesting the dev team until they fix it. So there's a little wry humor, a fun remix of familiar music, and brightly colored graphics that immediately sets a strong tone. The game pulls together several decidedly Japanese elements, the cherry blossoms, little samurai dudes. Everything works together, every section is an obvious focus. Some challenges are more successful than others, and most crumble when exposed to special weapons. Yeah, glad I didn't pull those out. Token challenges are pretty easy, the seesaw shaft is tedious, yeah, a little bit. Kuso Man fight is over before the extra hazards become at all dangerous. However, both seesaw sections on the main path keep getting better as they go. Yeah, the audio is a bit loud. Ugliness of overlapping objects, and one potentially fatal screen transition, among other things. Yeah, getting out of the dev room is a bit tricky. Also, smart conclusion to this short level. I only wish you weren't so cyclical break dash and a more dynamic jumping animation. Stuck in face up attack position or something. Did I get the reference right? I'm hip with kids these days. Destroying the room hazards and the boss dies is a professional touch. Some good ideas and design instincts are on display here. I actually did not know that about Benkei, no. Yeah, I had no idea that it was a reference to something. Actually, no, maybe I did. I think Gemini Laser actually talked about it. No, you know, Slash Flashman actually talked about it in his Mega 6 playthrough. It's been a while. It's been a while since I rewatched those classics. Some stages have an uphill battle since they just use inherently generic, just plain objectively poor ideas, and yet others have a subjective battle. I'm going to be upfront. The platforms on Blade Man stage are quite possibly one of my least favorite Mega Man gimmicks. Right. Use of a rework of the spear gimmick for Burner Man, at least one of my favorite segments. Another one of my least favorite segments of Mega Man. So it's quite an accomplishment. This level works for me. Let's see. Certain flawless level offers, nailing of timing results in clear progress. By using this temporary platform as a travel method, that was really cool towards the end. I agree. Surprised the bamboo cane gimmick works as well as it does. Despite no visual indication, its pattern is obvious enough that it never comes as a surprise when it pops out. Though he gets to rely on gut instinct rather than memorizing the timing. What? Those two are almost the same thing. Ace Spark, come on. Static nature of it suits the Blade Man platform better. The weird wavy enemies from the storage stage, disagree. Their checkpoint placement and that most of the platform rooms are short alleviate their repetition further. Like the aesthetics of the stage. Not particularly pretty. I mean, okay, it's not a masterpiece, but it works. It all flows together. And plus a simple edit of Yamato Man. Like some of the other simple edits, it still means a stage on a mechanically original fight. Even small bits of effort here can go a long way and are appreciated. I'm sure the bamboo spears were needed. Alright. Decent little stage. Alright, guessing I need to go up here. Oh, hello, Pico Pico demons. Can't talk to you for some reason? Oh, but you do flash in time with the music. That's fun. It's a good thing that Nifyar didn't title this level Super Heavy Samurai Scarecrow. Otherwise, it might have gotten banned. That's a Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG, so... Alright. I guess that's a reference to the other Super Heavy Samurai cards in that series. Element Man. As indecipherable as always. If only there was a cheat that I could use to actually understand what you're saying, besides just opening up Wingdings myself. Galaxy Man. Of course you're here. You're perfectly suited for this. Your color palette is excellent. It's naturally suited. Alright. Auron woman? I don't even know what the hell that is. It can't be English, but I'm interested. Silver European, we'll give it a go. You know, for some reason, Grim, when you asked me about the Limelight games, the other fan game that was in my brain that I couldn't, for some reason, decouple it from was the, you ever played the Mega Man 2 Atari D-Make? That's actually, I enjoy that more than the actual Mega Man 2. I mean, we already had a discussion about that, but, it's honestly, the D-Make for Mega Man 2 is really solid. It kind of gives a faster pace to things, and without all the weird slowdown and sprite issues, and then also, like, it just kind of gets rid of some of the stupid bullshit from Mega Man 2. Like, one, I think the graphics being toned down just helps the experience, because it's easier on your eyes. And then some of the other bosses, like, I think I remember Woodman just not being nearly as much of an annoying problem to dodge every single last thing from him. Oh, that's gonna be tricky to get down to. Okay, I can time it to just hop on it when it comes back. The D-Make by seeing playthroughs does look a lot better. It's probably because it isn't a rush job compared to the original. Yeah, they had time to actually give it some love and care, and it shows. I definitely recommend it at some point. It's a very quick play. Alright, let's see. I just got a notification on the work phone. It is nothing important. I have to look at it right now. I always enjoy people's like, for any given fan game, I always enjoy the interpretation of a D-Make. It's just something that you don't see terribly often, and then when you do, it's like people are, you know, they're doing that thing where they're doing the best with, like, a limited resource that they have, and then saying, well, okay, this doesn't quite work in the, you know, the lower engine that we're going for, so we're going to change this. Now, how do we also change the engine in the rest of the game? Not the engine, but how do we change the rest of the game's mechanics to compensate? And that's just awesome. I fell for that. Damn it. Probably could just slid up there. That would have been way easier. What am I thinking? Like, the other fan game D-Make I have in mind was Gang Garrison 2, the Team Fortress 2 D-Make. It was surprisingly fun for stripping down a game that usually is known for having just so many different things to do and, like, zany, you know, characters to play with. To then just have kind of almost a serious 2D, you know, team shooter. As, I don't know, it was just really cool what they decided to, you know, redo with things. I mean, like, okay, well, if we're eliminating ideas such as, you know, first person actually inhibiting things, and how do we design the spy around the fact that he can't just hide outside somebody's field of view very easily. Oh, very cool concept and very great execution. Because they're more interesting than the ports themselves. Yeah, sometimes things are just ported and it's just like, well, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Especially, you know, we can all point to the most obvious. Oh my god, this thing is brutalizing me. The most obvious port issue in the entire Mega Man series, the Mega Man and Bass debacle. I can't believe anybody ever thought that was a good idea to shove that on GBA. It was barely a good idea to shove Mega Man 0 onto GBA, and then I'm sure I'm chronologically just fucking this up entirely, but, you know. Mega Man 0 barely works on GBA IMO, and then to have Mega Man and Bass is an even worse in execution there. It's utterly phenomenal. It's flabbergasting, even, how awkward and unfun it is to play Mega Man Bass on Game Boy Advance, even compared to the regular edition of the game. Like, damn. Okay. As he went first, and then the port of Mega Man and Bass. Ah. I was accidentally correct. My favorite kind of correct. Alright, this stage really likes its magnet beam. Heard the story of the 3DO port of Doom, you know what I mean? I actually do not know the story of that. I just know that Doom has been ported more times than, I don't know. What's a thing I can joke about here? I just know Doom has been ported a hell of a lot of times for various reasons. Between engine updates and probably, I'm guessing, some kind of licensing drama. Or, no, that's speculation. I don't know what I'm talking about. But it's been ported hella times, and each one has its own nuances and differences. Alright, fun little platforming level. I gotta say, the theming is pretty strong here. Though I don't feel like the gimmick use is all that strong. Also, while the Flower Joes are... There's certainly an interesting difference from a regular Joe, and I would see them completely fitting into a Capcom game. They do feel a little non-threatening. They haven't been in a place where their vertical shooting has actually mattered. Alright, platforming is getting really tricky. Ooh. Can I save this? No, I'm not far left enough. 2 on a pregnancy guess? Guess what you can do? Oh, I guess that makes sense probably why everybody just ports Doom to literally anything they can, huh? For some reason, I didn't connect the fact. I just thought it was like, well, everybody loves Doom, and it's kind of a, one of the oldest games, therefore smallest games that can, and best games that can just be put onto anything. But yeah, that makes sense. I think my favorite iteration is, I don't know if someone actually did this or they just theoretically proved it. Oh wait, no, no one actually did this, but my favorite idea is the, you can use, 8 crabs for a logic gate and being like, yo, I'm gonna get Doom to run on, 1 million crabs. That's a pretty good one. On a smart fridge in real life? I wouldn't doubt it. It makes sense. It would certainly, I don't know if you necessarily want to make your food warm by playing through the pits of hell, but I guess it's an option. Okay, so I'm just going to constantly get bombarded by these guys. That's actually a pretty cool gimmick for the area. I like that. Interesting sprite. Alright, let's go. Port Doom into Minecraft using nothing but redstone engineering. I think I did see that video once. It is ludicrous what the Minecraft redstoners can actually get up to. Where it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna actually start playing Minecraft in Minecraft, and it's like, I don't know how people can be like this. There's a level of wasting time that I can't even quite understand. But those kids must be god programmers, if they can figure out how to do that in Minecraft, because I can barely figure out how to get an AND gate to work in Minecraft. It's fucked up. Sure, your hardware's running smoothly, just port Doom to it. Yeah, exactly, it's a good stress tester. Well, not, but anyways. Right. I'm getting a headache. Time to take that emergency Advil that I prepped for this. Oh. Oh, God. Alrone woman. Alright. Let's see. What I like about that stage. Very solid theming. Good use of enemies. I really enjoyed that last bit where you had just one beetle constantly coming from the back to give you just a little bit of pressure and, keep you awake as you go through the stage. Custom boss fight was fair, interesting, made me actually have to move a bit. It's a bit unfortunate that she didn't move at all, where it made it just very easy to just completely lay right into her. I feel like maybe having at least one kind of shielding move would have been beneficial. Maybe at least make it so just that way, the first vine that she shoots out does come with invincibility in front of it, just so that way you have to do a little bit of timing. I would have appreciated that for once. I would have appreciated a little bit more invincibility there. But I mean, overall, the complexity was fine enough with the actual fight. Maybe it would have gotten to be too much if you had to introduce timing your shot into the whole mess. It's a good use of the gimmicks, although they're not exactly thematic with the whole jungle plant theme. I mean, you have something from Windman and Construction Man, of all people, to come into play. But I guess they're generic enough to where it doesn't, like, clash badly. It's just kind of notable that there isn't, like, you know... Well, I guess if you use the Plant Man platforms, this would have been maybe a little too obvious of a rip from Plant Man's stage, because this stage was really similar to Plant Man's stage when you think about it. Mostly enemy challenges, a couple of good platforming challenges, spikes. The only thing that really wasn't there is that there weren't fish jumping out at me constantly. So, again, fun. Wouldn't be disappointed to see this in a fan game of some kind, but maybe it missing just a bit more of like an original gimmick or something, or maybe some more novel use of enemies, like that final screen. If the entire stage was centered around there always being, a beetle kind of coming after you on a lot of these long stretches, I think that would have really kind of lifted it a lot. But as it stands, that was kind of the most standout segment to me, and then everything else just kind of blended together in the back of my brain. Someone got Doom running on an ultrasound. Congratulations, it's a Doom 1993. Imagine delivering an imp in the room. In the delivery room. When I first started, I admit I wasn't interested. Had some neat enemies. The design felt alright. I kept going. It grew on me like a fungus. And found myself having a good time. Core assets are simple. Big weaknesses is its simplicity. Yeah, a little bit. Between the standard issue. Oh, what, you don't want to say bog standard anymore? And largely themeless gimmicks. The level seems a little boring. Individual assets are more impressive than expected. Flower Joe is less frustrating and more interesting than regular Joe's. It was more interesting, but never used all that well. Didn't make me say like, wow, I'm so glad Flower Joe was an idea that you came up with. It was just kind of like, okay, this is just easier to deal with than a regular Joe. The use of jumping Mets over regular ones opens a lot of extra scenarios, with their enemy combos being a highlight. And while the platform gimmicks and boutons might not feel like much, I found their final challenges work really well. Levels a slow burn. The Mets and Flower Joes do well at mixing things up early, but the rest of the assets start off very basic. Not poorly designed, but they don't provide an interesting hook, not until the level gets spiky. Normally this wouldn't work to a level's advantage, but the platforming is just easy enough to make the punishment fair, especially with checkpoints. You like the spike drop token, seeing it advances a neat twist. Jet Photon's final appearance had the perfect twist. Yes, very good. Most disappointed that it was only in one room, since it made everything so much more fun for me. At the same time, glad it didn't overstay its welcome. Constant bug attacks would easily annoy someone less patient. Spinning Flower took some getting used to, mostly because of the spikes, but it's a decent preview for some of the boss. As for the Arane woman herself, she was unique. Very completely immobile, that didn't use a shield. Compensate with high range and speed, making the fight more frantic than expected. Wish the RNG was balanced better. I don't think I saw her spread shot until the second or third time I battled her. Wow, that's odd. Overall, this is a nice level. The beginning portion was a bit on the boring side, but at the end of things, you picked up nicely. Solid job, if you ask me. Yeah, a 6 calculator, Tamagotchi, a Pokewalker, inside a notepad. And apparently someone got it running on gut bacteria. I have no idea what this means. Yeah, the world of biocomputing is kind of like the very furthest fringe of anything I could even have the slightest idea of. And to turn biological machines into computer software is an incredible feat. About the only thing now that Doom hasn't run on is, like, I don't know, the entropy of the universe, but maybe we'll get there one day. The first thing that people will do once they discover how to stop the heat death of the universe is to make Doom form itself out of the very molecules that we breathe. This is decent-ish, I think. Struggled a bit. Large chunk of this level was a little unmemorable. Maybe use replicating around the layouts, switch save for that last one, just a small memorization. Decent platforming challenges toward the end segments as well. I can't say I was fond of the actual lead up to the boss. Really? Didn't like the respawning beetles. Huh. Nothing is bad, save for maybe the noticeably different black borders around certain background tiles, but there's nothing all that memorable either, at least up to the boss. Alrune woman herself seems fine for a stationary boss, which is something you don't really see all that often. I think the general idea behind her could definitely work out if she had a little bit more variety in her attacks, as she only has 3 relatively basic ones. Yeah, a bit more involved would have been nice. Too generic, I wouldn't quite go that far, but we all know about Shinryu was maybe a little harsher than he actually wanted to be. At least in hindsight. Ran simulations that predict on how gut bacteria could be used to run Doom. Just a proof of concept right now. Gotta ask Ant-Man if he could get ants to run Doom. Oh, I feel like that's actually fairly possible, if anything, because ants mostly move around using like pheromone patterns that are laid out on the ground in front of them. That's why you can have the spiral of ants where they just kind of walk in circles until they die, because they won't break the pattern of following the ant in front of them. So you could probably get like a very sensitive... You could divide a space for ants to walk in which, like, say, an ant going left or whatever is a 0 in binary, and going right is a 1 in binary. And if you just paint the pheromones on the floor just right, the ants will go for will go to 1 bit, and then if you release more on the other side, they might go to the other bit. And you could repeat that. You could probably have Doom running on several million ants. I don't know who the hell would fund this, but you know, if Jeff Bezos, you got some money to waste? I have a hell of a project for you. Don't get lured by deceiving pretty appearance, or a decent level, a little on the easy side except for the very precise jump you have to do. Checkpoint before unnatural difficulty spike, didn't even notice it. Perhaps that stage elements not squeezed to their full potential, making the level feel somewhat incomplete and easier as a result. Even the final section felt very tame, despite the respawning beetle chargers. There's a part where you can exit right on a screen with spikes on the floor. Interesting. Might have been that one screen where I kind of slid into it. There's an opening to the left of the screen, but there isn't a room there. 2 shades of black with the background tiles that make them stick out. Yeah, it does, a little bit. Tokens are all easy to find. The paths to them are easily identifiable through being mostly only accessible with weapons, though the challenges tend to get them feel a little generic. Yeah, use such and such weapon to get the token. It didn't feel exactly themed or integrated very well into the level. Attacks do 2 little damage. I finished her off quite easily the first time. Yeah. Sprites are a little small to actually determine which way the spread shots are going to go. Vines spurting from the ground are a little thin to make them stand out enough from the closely colored grassy background. I wouldn't quite say so, but each their own. Exactly the kind of level you expect from the contest, one that's willing to try new things, yet rooted in the classic Mega Man formula. Forgivable flaws that are straightforward enough to correct, one with enough good points to be worth a recommendation. Challenges have a sense of structure, new elements introduced and then combined at a steady pace, with distinct challenge arcs roughly coinciding with transitions between indoors and outdoors. Checkpoints and power-ups don't always align optimally with these arcs, but they're sufficiently frequent. Challenge introductions are either perfectly fair, or more often likely to blindside the player. Some reservations about the aesthetics. As for someone who's colorblind, the color and texture choices made... Ooh, yeah, this would be rough on a red-green colorblind person. Feels like there are 2 different graphical styles competing for primacy. One more traditionally Mega Man, and one more freehand drawing. I do like the attention to detail, though. Token challenges are the best parts? No, I don't agree. I agree with Patchy. They're kind of a little bit out of place. Other challenges range from exciting, putting the respawning Gypton, to messy, great mini moss, too aggressive, too quickly, too underwhelming. It's mostly just randomly just ladders. I was expecting at least a beetle to pop out there. That would have actually been a great place to have the to introduce the idea that you could have beetles spawning from the left, like on the last screen. That would have been the perfect place to do so. It was mostly solid. There's soft like potential to flip platform checkpoint, spikes you can backtrack into, and a glaring exploit in the fight with Alrune Woman. Try standing behind her. Yeah, that would be... if you actually use brushed coil there, it pretty much just completely shuts her down. A fun, straightforward Mega Man romp. flip platforms and Concrete Man's arrow platforms suit each other? Yeah, they do. This is following suspicious passageways. Sometimes the suspicious passageway concept for a token is good as long as the suspicion is also not conspicuous. I dislike it when there's just kind of like, hey, there's an obvious room to the upper left of here if you go there. It's like, oh, come on. Do a little bit more effort in hiding it. After literally hundreds of stages with some overly complex tokens within them, I'm frankly glad to find some levels that allow multiple solutions. New Joe variant is frankly one of the better ones in the contest. No, I don't agree. The arcing shot never really even affected me. It just made fighting the Joe easier. At least, yeah, I didn't want to bust out the laser trident eventually, but that does not make a good Joe. Does not a good Joe make. Bound Room is potentially fun, but I think you really needed to add some sound cues to the Mega Man 6 Beetles. As it stands, they have a tendency to nail the player out of nowhere. It would have been nice to have a little bit of an indicator, but I'm fine without it. While she's easy, you managed to make a stationary Robot Master not completely uninteresting, and she's a suitable captain level. Tiled well, but looks rather unpolished at the same time. Tile set using off blacks is so noticeable as to be distracting. It was a little bit noticeable, but compared to some of the other graphical goulash that we saw in the first few tiers, I'm willing to give it a pass. Some of the vertical rooms practically beg for utility use. Mets feel like afterthoughts. Feels like middling Capcom stages, which still puts it ahead of many levels in the contest. Not a bad time, it's more polished, experience tightened, it could have elevated the stage further. Let's see, the first stage of Tier 11 is an odd one in a good way. You're thinking about starting Tier 11 tonight, you're going to stop at the Tier Boss. Given how much I'm yawning and the fact that I can feel my energy just kind of sapping away from me, I think I'm stopping at the Tier Boss. Tier Boss is probably back this way, right? No? It's up here. Okay, this was just to get to 59. Oh no, Astro Man. They hung you from the ceiling? Don't worry, I'll free you. This didn't have to happen, Astro Man. I said we didn't need more disco. This wasn't what I had in mind. Oh, poor Astro Man. Got the Quint treatment. Didn't deserve that. 10 boss by Ganio. Alright, here we go. I do not recognize you. Soundman. Alright, I guess exactly what I need. You there, darling. Are you interested in something groovy? I don't really consider fighting to be groovy. Come on now, Crash. 8-bit Crash, you're not representing the PNG Tuber Crash brand. Groovy is excellent. Come on now. Everything's groovy. You're also going to request a live critique of that edit I sent you. Very curious to hear your initial thoughts. Yeah, sure, why not? We could give it a go. Not with that attitude. Both fighting and dancing are all about choreography and rhythmic movements. Somebody played Undertale Yellow. I know the chronology on that is wrong, but I just can't help but think of that stupid Undertale Yellow dancing fight. Memorizing patterns to move with them in time. Fighting or dancing, same difference. Difference is I don't fight for pleasure. Speak for yourself. Come on, man. Don't bring the beat down. You've got better moves than the other tournament competitors. Oh, you're damn right I do. Come on, keep hyping me up. Feed my ego. Thunder Man and Freeze Man just figure skate everywhere. Top Man only spins nonstop. Cold Man does some weird thing with his belly. I can tell when someone's got some fancy footwork. Join in the groove, and the next song's on me. Guess I can groove by striking poses between attacks. That's the spirit. You got a track preference? OG style, MIDI, modern style, OG style, first MIDI. I'm gonna go with 8-bit. Nice. Now, I tried to strike a pose for you, but I just got hit for it. You can't do that to me. Okay, that is a wall of attacks. Soundman might actually give me a run for my money here. Whoa, hey. Pulseman, I don't need a Pulseman return cameo right about now. Alright, Soundman is maybe not as tricky as Mega Kitty, but this is a very busy fight. Oh my god, and the amount of spinning. Please stop. Crash down. Alright. Just... Okay, things are restarting. Oh god, just barely, okay. Very good use of Mega Man 8. Or no, Mega Man base tutorial. Nice. Alright, fun boss. A little bit chaotic, but he needs something to actually wake me up. Call this guy Funk, the 4th Mega Man killer. Would have had to had spikier hair. Watch the Vanishing Gungaroo stage from Mega Man X7. Oh god. That interesting little piece of a game. Alright, well. Rave is finally completed. Now it's time to head over to the cool... Oh, there's Proto Man. Hey, brother! What's up? What banal thing are you going to tell me this time? Sorry, I don't particularly feel like dancing. I thought I saw someone pretending to be my old alias. Oh well, perhaps I'll let loose on a simulation with cheats. There's a place where you can buy those. Oh, okay, that's actually not so crazy. I mean, if I didn't find them, that'd be pretty cool. These few ranks before it'll open, though, and you can't use them in any simulation to have anything cleared. Remember, Crash, cheaters never prosper. Never grow as a person, blah, blah, blah. Alright, let's see here. So, let's try to pull up that clip that you sent me. Let's see. Open up Firefox. Firefox loading down YouTube videos. Yeah, we can address the video quality and getting original, source stuff another time. Let's see here. Okay, no thanks. This MP4, view the folder. Science preview, that's all right. Okay, now how do I set this up in OBS? Alright, so I can probably launch this and just have it set here. Okay. Alright, let's mute the game for a second here. I mean, actually, I could probably just exit from it entirely, but no, it'll probably be alright if I just mute it for a second. Alright, where's the source for that? Oh god, this is the most I've ever actually had to manipulate OBS live on stream so far. Okay. Find the window capture. Now it's just me, silently. Intimate moments with the streamer. Keep the game for me separately. Alright. And let's pull this up. Let's see, alternate main capture. No, that would be the monitor. I want to capture media player. I think that's what I want to get up here. All right, there we go. All right. So a very loud silence. That's probably just me getting straight up to the microphone. My bad. Okay, let's see what's up with this. Rage the clever Power Stoner enemies. Yeah, sure, gimmick really did not come through at all. Unfortunate. Power Stoner sounds like a really huge buff gay guy who's I inserted that word. A buff guy who's high on weed. Yeah, very much so. I think there's good. So I laughed. I found it funny. I liked that. I would I think the only thing to do with the rest of this is to finish it out and go on my insane unhinged rant about, stoned versus stoned man and stoned man and whatever the hell I was talking about that day. But I like this overall as as an idea for a clip. We could I could send you this is probably a snippet of the raw audio file because like I record all these and like stupidly high quality. Each stream takes up like 50 fucking gigabytes of storage space, but I could clip it down to like kind of this relevant section and you know, you could work on it like that if you wanted to. Alternatively, I do have a website that can download decent quality videos directly from YouTube. At least higher than this, but I could also give you some of the raw stuff. Yeah, I can probably get that to you. I don't know, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. I'm definitely not tonight. Maybe tomorrow. Probably not tomorrow before stream, but Wednesday/Thursday, I have some time. I could squeeze that in. So yeah, I can get you that. But no, I really appreciate the effort to clip and edit stuff. This is funny, and I could always use help in the whole exposure department. So yeah, it's great. Share stuff on Google Drive. That'd be best. Yeah, I will do my best to do that. That would probably be the best spot for me to share large files, anyhow. But with that, thanks for joining me tonight. I am tired as hell. I need to get sleep before I collapse. So I will see everyone tomorrow for Tier 11. If the arena has well, I did already title it for Tier 11. So yeah, it's for Tier 11. We might circle back to the arena next week. So have a good night, and I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Ciao.